I wanted to show y'all something right here. Da-la-la, can you see in there that little slot? It's got JB Weld all in it. Well, since I made that repair, if you guys are unfamiliar, if you're new to the channel, you didn't watch this particular video, whatever, all right, doesn't matter. Since I built this saw, I've probably put 6 tanks through it. Now I will say that the gas tank on these things is tiny. You've only got about 10 or 15 minutes worth of actual use and you run out of fuel. Well, I mean, I have ported it. It uses a lot more fuel. But anyways, I blew out on the transfer. I literally was grinding and went through the other side. And so I just JB welded over it, let it dry overnight and everything, put it together and hope for the best. And well, what I can tell you is this thing runs amazing. Let's see, watch it fire up. It's been sitting for a little bit. So I've been seeing that Charlie Briscoe built a Black & Decker. It's the same saw with minor differences. He built the Black & Decker 42cc. Dubs is currently working on a Black & Decker. I think, well, I don't know, the guy that sent it to him might want to be secret, I don't know. But CNF saws, he built one, runs really good. And of course I built this. I think I beat them all to the punch, but I don't care if I did or not. It ain't about that. I think it's cool to see that these things are getting a little bit of attention because they're actually built on a really good platform. So this right here is the Craftsman S1600 and it's 42 cc's. It's built off of a Zenoa platform. And same thing for the Ryobi 38 cc's, I think it is what it is. You can get it at Home Depot. The Black & Decker is 42 cc's. There are other ones here and there. But the only real difference that I see between the Black & Decker saws and this thing, and I think the Remington as well, this is an open port setup. Which I gotta say, I'm a little bit jealous that these other guys are getting the Black & Decker and it's a closed port setup. However, mine's a Craftsman, and a Craftsman's a lot cooler than a Black & Decker, so there's that. But I am a little bit jealous that they got the closed port cylinder to work with, and I have this open port. However, the chain is, I've put use on this chain, and this is a Pico safety raker chain. This is not the best, most ideal chain in the world here, and I've put a lot of work on it. I've ran probably 6 tanks through this saw, and let's see how it cuts. Definitely not going to do another cut. That chain was almost throwing powder. Little teeny tiny chips. It needs to be worked on. I don't want to cut with a dull chain like that. But yeah, it just runs perfect for me. Now again, I haven't put that much use on it. You know, I get it. I'm not using this thing every day. But if you're a homeowner just looking for a little saw to knock around with, doesn't get much better than that right there. And let's go grab something else real quick and we'll film it and see how they do against each other. Okay, this right here is an Echo CS310. Now it has a Oregon semi-chisel, no raker gate, no safety raker chain on it, but it is fresh out of the box. The only thing that's been done to this saw is a mild muffler mod. You know, just a little simple muffler mod, you know. This was donated to the channel because somebody out there thinks that these are really bang up little saws for their intended purpose. And I gotta say, I agree. Even though I've only used it one time, it clearly feels far superior to the equivalent steel MS 170 or 180, 181, the new 361, 360, 161, 162 is what it is. I think something like that. That thing was crap. But this is an all right little saw. Now, it's not going to be nearly as powerful as what we just saw. However, it does have a sharper chain. Let's just see how it cuts. Let's just see. Let's just see, okay? Little thing. Alright, so there you have it. I want so badly to just lie to you guys and say something along the lines of, you know, maybe someday I'll tear into this and I'll port it and see what we can get out of it. But bullshit, no, I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do anything to this little saw other than occasionally use it and possibly give it away to a subscriber on the channel. These little saws, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm unappreciative for the gift, but to me, they are absolutely useless. If you need a saw, if this is all you need out of a saw, get an electric saw. You know, that's my thought process. However, if you just got to have that gasoline, all right, I mean, that's like one guy brought something up, one of the subscribers brought something up on the channel that, you know, they or a friend or something like that had a hunting cabin and they needed a little saw. Batteries were impractical for that situation. I get it. There's going to be situations where all you need is a little guy like this and you want the best one that your money can buy. Well, I think that it's going to be that little Craftsman or the Black & Decker or the Ryobi. I think it's going to be one of those. as long as you probably take care of it, use non-ethanol fuel, you know, use some canned fuel or whatever, and then whenever you're done, empty out that fuel and run it dry. You know, run it out of fuel. And then you'll come back next year to your hunting camp, be able to put fuel in it, and it'll start back up. And that's the way to keep that, something like that going. But if you want to buy a name brand, the best little saw, I would definitely say that it is this one, that Steel 170. I gotta say, I can't say it enough, is a total piece of shit. And if you have one, put it on Facebook Marketplace, sell it for more than you paid for it probably, and then go buy a decent chainsaw. Sorry guys, no, I'm not gonna bow down to, I know that the 170 has people out there that like it. Let me just put it that way. I think it's trash. I think that the only place that thing belongs is in a trash can or at the dump. I can't stand them. There we go. I think I've made it clear enough on that. I hate an MS-170. So the MS-170 that I ported and built and everything for SawFest, it ain't no more powerful than that right there. I mean, the 170, man, what can I say? It's bad. It's really bad. You know, I'd rather just run a battery saw than that thing. I mean, it's pointless. But this is all right. However, if you're wanting a little saw and you want more bang for the buck, don't be afraid to get that Craftsman or the Black & Decker or the Ryobi. I think that the Remington has one that's the exact same thing. Basically, it's 42 cc's, and look at the cylinder. You know, hold the saw and look at the cylinder. If it leans forward, if that whole cylinder is leaning forward, that's one of the good ones. Now, you get up to the 46 cc category and further, then what you're going to find is those are clones of the Zenoa. And well, both of them are clones of Zenoa, but those are clones of the Zenoa 5200. Okay, the one that's 46 cc's and up, that's clones of the Zenoa 5200. And I gotta say, they're unreasonably cheaply made. So you'd be better off getting a Weimars or a Salem Master if you're wanting to go to the 50 cc route. But yeah, this right here, if you're just wanting a bang up little tiny saw that you can keep and use as a homeowner and to cut a branch every now and then. If you got something like this to cut, don't even waste your time. This is just not gonna do it. Anyways, so that's my thoughts on little tiny chainsaws. And if you want it back, the guy that sent it, I don't know if he wants his name mentioned or anything. If you want it back, just ask me and I'll gladly send it right back to you. But I'm not gonna get any real use out of it. It's like a dude who's good looking. I can appreciate it and say that dude's good looking, but that doesn't mean I want to kiss him. I know this is weird bringing it, but you know, I like to do stuff like that. It's like, yes, I can appreciate this little saw. It's a good little saw, but I have no place for this in my life. There are people out there that have place for this in their lives. I ain't one of them.